Hey, what are you doing? Look at this. Just stays mad. Were y'all talking about Caitlin Clark at this very moment? She knows what she's doing.
She didn't say a word. She didn't have to. Shyrel Swoopes showed up wearing a Paige Bucker shirt, smiling like it meant nothing.
Shyrel Swoopes, she can't not try to light a fire involving Caitlin Clark. She can't just be good. She's trolling Caitlin Clark again, this time by celebrating the arrival of Paige Buckers.
With that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
Right.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player said it.
Okay.
Right?
When it meant everything. It wasn't support. It was a shot fired in silence, a message dripping with jealousy, aimed straight at Caitlin Clark. And for anyone still pretending this isn't personal.
Because when she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team, she probably ain't gonna get 40 shots a game.
Wake up. This is war. The latest attack from a WNBA legend who just can't stomach the fact that the game's new queen isn't playing by their rules.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth.
What Swoops did wasn't petty. It was calculated, and it's time we talk about how far she's willing to go to tear Caitlin Clark down. She walked onto Gilbert Arenas' podcast set like it was just another guest appearance.
We saw her get replaced during the Fever game for the Dallas Wings commentary team last year because of words and the hate she had towards Caitlin Clark. And it was just one thing after another. I said yesterday, even Stephen A. Smith crushed her last year.
But what she wore screamed louder than anything she could have said. A Paige Buckers t-shirt, not a jersey, not a subtle nod, a loud, deliberate choice.
Everybody now has an opportunity to pull up their chair and have a seat.
To the casual viewer, it might have seemed harmless, maybe even supportive. But to anyone who's been following this saga, it was a coded message dressed in cotton. I don't support Caitlin Clark. And that wasn't a mistake. That was the point.
It was a stupid decision because it compromises what your ultimate goal is, which is to elevate the WNBA brand.
This wasn't about Paige Buckers at all. Paige is talented, no doubt, but she's also the safe choice. The kind of player the WNBA old guard is comfortable with. Activist, aligned, familiar, the kind they can control. Caitlin, she's none of that. She's not loud about politics. She doesn't virtue signal. She just shows up, wins games, breaks records, and walks off.
While Caitlin is fantastic, and I think she's going to have an incredible career in the WNBA.
Who's going to be the next face of the NBA? We don't get to decide that. The marketplace decides that. The people have chosen Caitlin Clark.
What is she doing wrong? What more do you want from Caitlin Clark? Seriously, what more do you want from her? She's focusing on the game. She lifted her team up, got them to the playoffs, won Rookie of the Year, and then also is denouncing racial tensions when she's asked about it. I'm sorry, I don't see anything more that Caitlin Clark should have done or could have done.
And that's exactly what makes her a threat. Shyrel Swoopes didn't show up in that shirt to celebrate women's basketball. She showed up to remind everyone she's not done trying to rewrite the narrative. That shirt was a silent jab, a power move, a desperate attempt to cling to relevance by hijacking someone else's moment. And let's be real, this isn't new behavior. It's a pattern.
Wake up and be mad. Never forget, in Swoopes' MVP season, she averaged less points, assists, and rebounds than Caitlin Clark's rookie season. Caitlin Clark's rookie year was quite a bit better than Shyrel Swoopes' MVP season.
Remember when Swoops tried to discredit Caitlin's college records? Called them illegitimate because she played 5 years and took too many shots, as if dominance only counts when it's done under their rules. Or when she was pulled from WNBA commentary last year because her words about Caitlin were dripping with bitterness.
You know, Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes. But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time, sometimes maybe more than you were.
Right.
I can't fault her for what she was given.
So yes, the WNBA was growing before Caitlin Clark. Make that abundantly clear. But it was growing incrementally compared to the exponential growth you're seeing now.
That wasn't a slip. It was a reflection of how deep the resentment runs. Every move Swoops makes is calculated. Every comment, every appearance, every t-shirt, it's all part of a long game to discredit a player she sees as a threat to her legacy. But here's the problem. Caitlin Clark isn't just succeeding, she's redefining the entire game. And no matter how loud the hate gets, her game speaks louder. For Shyrel Swoopes, this isn't just about basketball. It's about legacy, ego, and control slipping through her fingers.
Now, I've got a theory. Oh, look at me. I'm not really racist because I'm wearing the white girl's shirt. You see that? But the girl from the Midwest, y'all just happen to hate her completely.
Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive on the WNBA stage. She erupted into it, smashing records and flipping the spotlight that once comfortably belonged to the old guard. And that shift, it's rattling cages, especially for those who've grown used to being untouchable.
The only problem with this is, and this has been the problem the whole time with the Paige-Caitlin comparison, Paige is an activist basketball player just like these old WNBA players that's been in the league. All right? They're shilling she's all up in all the social stuff. And so that's why they're letting her in. That's why they're cool with her.
Swoops isn't reacting like a legend passing the torch. She's reacting like someone watching her name fade from the conversation. And she's not handling it well. Let's talk facts. Caitlin Clark's rookie season isn't just impressive, it's historic.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game.
She's already shattered records that many veterans never touched in their prime. More assists, more points, more attention. That's not hype. That's math.
We want to see Caitlin Clark and we want to see Paige Beckers.
Caitlin scored more points per game, but Paige was more efficient.
Caitlin's rookie stats already eclipsed Swoops' MVP season, and that's the root of this entire feud. It's not that Caitlin doesn't deserve the praise. It's that her presence exposes just how little credit some of these so-called legends can still command without throwing shade. And rather than celebrate a new era, Swoops chooses to undermine it.
2 things. I think it has to show up in our storytelling and it has to be encouraged by our families.
Yeah.
To me, right? And so covering the WNBA this past season, Caitlin Clark's rookie year, for all of the conversation that surrounded her, some which was fair and some which wasn't, the one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her, little girls with their parents and the fervor and the energy there.
Why her?
Same thing.
Why her?
Well,
You could see the tension building last year when networks quietly started pulling Swoops from commentary roles. Why? Because her bias toward Clark wasn't subtle. It was loud. Relentless jabs, dismissive remarks, backhanded praise, or outright silence.
They will recognize, her game, but they won't recognize her impact.
She couldn't bring herself to give Caitlin her due. Even Stephen A. Smith had to step in and call her out, not just for the disrespect, but for failing to see the bigger picture. If you claim to want to elevate the women's game, but spend all your energy tearing down its most magnetic star, you're not a gatekeeper. You're a roadblock. And it's not just about records or attention. It's about who gets to define what women's basketball should look like.
She was remarkable on top of the fact that she had to deal with so much hate when she got to the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark is everything the old WNBA wasn't ready for. A Midwestern white girl who's not politically loud, who doesn't campaign for approval, who refuses to kneel to the usual narratives. She doesn't need legacy players to validate her. She has the fans, the packed arenas, the jersey sales, the media coverage. The numbers speak for themselves, and they're shouting in a language the old guard can't manipulate.
What happened is Caitlin Clark in her sophomore year and really in her junior year just started excelling and doing things that nobody had ever seen a female basketball player do. Like nobody had consistently been shooting these from the logo passes.
That's why the Paige Buchers stunt was so calculated. Paige fits the mold. She plays the game, both on and off the court, the way the veterans like. She checks the right boxes, says the right things, and blends into the league's preferred image. So when Swoops shows up in a Paige tee, it's not support, it's a message. This is the kind of white player I'll accept. Not you, Caitlin. It's not even subtle anymore. It's petty, it's political, and it's dangerous. Because instead of building the future of the WNBA, Swoops is too busy fighting ghosts of relevance, dragging a player who's done more for the league in one season than most could in a decade. The truth? Caitlin Clark doesn't need to win them over. She's already won over the world. What's happening now isn't commentary, it's sabotage, and it's time we start calling it exactly what it is.
I've known Shyrel since she was in college. I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first SBs. I've known Shyrel, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. I called her when Caitlin was still playing at Iowa and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed, that, you know, there was this quote by Shyrel that said, you know, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate.
Caitlin Clark didn't ask for this fight, but she's winning it without even swinging. While Shyrel Swoopes and others in the WNBA's old guard keep throwing shade, Clark just keeps showing up, lacing up, and rewriting history. Every game she plays, every arena she fills, every record she breaks, it all makes their bitterness louder and their excuses weaker. The truth is, this isn't about Caitlin being a bad teammate, taking too many shots, or lacking humility. It's about fear. Fear that someone who wasn't handpicked by the inner circle is now the face of a league they once controlled.
Right, and that's what a lot of these women are doing, is they feel like what we have done for this game, this young player has come into our game, and she's getting way more respect and all that stuff than we are. As she should. The young girl is a baller. The young girl has people watching because of the way she can shoot this basketball like Steph Curry. Steph Curry can't dunk. Steph Curry don't do none of that in the game. He can probably dunk by himself, but he don't really do none of that in the game. He is a shooter, and fans tune in to see Steph Curry.
And let's not downplay just how dominant Caitlin Clark has been. First rookie in WNBA history to notch 2 triple-doubles. Most assists by a rookie in a single game. Fastest player to hit 100 threes, and the list keeps growing. Her box scores read like MVP resumes, not rookie reports. Meanwhile, Swoops is still clinging to outdated metrics and petty narratives to justify why Clark doesn't deserve the hype. But here's the thing, Caitlin doesn't just deserve it, she earned it. Every point, every pass, every record, it all came from the grind. Not favoritism, not politics. Just raw talent and relentless work.
If I was the WNBA, I would have considered a separate television package to a network on just Caitlin Clark games. I would have had 2 packages, the WNBA package, and then a separate, let's say 15 to 18 game Caitlin Clark package.
They enjoy watching her play, her style, her energy, her shot. Whether it's because her game mirrors one of the greatest players in the NBA in Steph Curry or not, I don't know what it is. It's an intangible thing, right? Yes, we can say she's a dog. Okay, there's been other dogs. Okay, she's a great shooter. There's been other great shooters. She has it. She's got the thing.
And for Caitlin Clark to have the awareness to drive the eyeballs there, you have to give her so much credit.
What we're watching is unprecedented. Not just because Caitlin is that good, but because she's pulling in fans who've never even cared about the WNBA before. Little girls in Iowa, retired dads in Nebraska, NBA fans who see Steph Curry when she launches a logo 3. Her influence goes beyond basketball. It's cultural. It's economic. She's not just a player. She's a brand, a movement, and a threat to every dusty narrative the league once protected.
The reason that Caitlin Clark is getting all of this attention is because she is an anomaly. She is a phenomenal player. And Paige Bueckers is also a phenomenal player, but it just isn't the same. She doesn't do the same things. She doesn't do the things that have never been seen.
And that's why the comparisons with Paige Bueckers are so dangerous. Paige is excellent in her own right. She deserves her flowers. But she shouldn't be used as a pawn in a jealous campaign to undermine Caitlin. Yet that's exactly what Swoops tried to do. It's like she thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. The fans noticed, the media noticed, and more importantly, Caitlin Clark noticed. She just didn't waste time clapping back. She let her stats do the talking, and that's what makes her unstoppable.
Caitlin Clark is the GOAT.
She signed my jersey. So happy, I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
Caitlin Clark effect seems to be crazier than year one.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
They went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
This is great news for women's basketball. Period.
She just brings so much passion to the game, and look at all these people that just want to come and see her.
It is no secret that the Indiana Fever are the most popular team in the WNBA. It is good for the entire WNBA.
While her critics sit on podcasts taking veiled shots, Clark's already 10 steps ahead, shattering records they didn't even know existed. Her silence is powerful. Her focus is surgical. And her refusal to play the old political games is what makes her dangerous. Not just to Swoops' ego, but to the entire structure of gatekeeping that's long defined the WNBA.
I remember when the WNBA started. I was thrilled. I was a fan. I couldn't believe it was an opportunity for me, a 5'2", 97-pound girl, to go play professional basketball. That wasn't going to happen for me. But the idea that it existed was special to me. And now she's offering that to not just little girls, but little boys as well. She's spread the fan base. So
she won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times, single season rookie record for assists, single season rookie record for 3-pointers, single game record for assists 19, franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game, franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games, most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season, regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.
Caitlin Clark is not asking to be the face of the league. The fans chose her, the numbers back her, and the future is already revolving around her. Every backhanded comment, every cold shoulder, every t-shirt stunt, it's not slowing her down. It's fueling her.
There's so many players who cite you as an inspiration for their games, including Caitlin Clark, who's just absolutely a phenomenon in college. What's that next step like for her?
You know, next steps, gosh, in this generation, right? You have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult, right? You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W. And then the next step is how to become just an even better leader. And so much of leadership, I think, is listening and learning. And hopefully the more she can get connected to vets in the league and just different people and coaches and anyone that she can glean wisdom from of how to just continue to learn how to be as a connected and inspiring leader as she can be. And a lot of that is walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So she's already on her way, but, continuing to have fun, continuing to anticipate how people are going to try to stop her and being prepared as she can be for next season.
So they can keep throwing shade, keep drawing lines in the sand. Because the truth is, Caitlin already crossed it, and she didn't ask for permission. Shyrel Swoopes can wear all the t-shirts she wants, drop all the sly comments she can muster, and line up podcast appearances dripping with passive aggression. But it won't change reality. Caitlin Clark isn't just here. She's dominating. She's shifting the culture, drawing millions and forcing an entire league to evolve, whether they like it or not. This isn't a moment, it's a movement.
It almost felt like marketers were trying to figure out, we have all of these amazing players and these amazing personalities, but can we push the demographic? And then when Caitlin Clark got to the league, the Angel Reeses got to the league, and they might have been fouled hard. The same thing I saw happen with Shamika Holdsclaw, though.
You see my tooth knocked out?
Yeah,
Rookie season, Jewel Lloyd.
My tooth knocked out. I still didn't get it.
So how do you?
It's cool.
T-Clock, how do you feel about the fact that all of a sudden it was, oh, it's too physical. Oh, they're going at him because they're stars. What was your reaction to some of the new viewers and fans to the game thinking that the WNBA was too rough?
It was a crazy season because we have never had so much momentum behind our league, so much support, demand, viewership, all that, accessibility. But the craziness that came with the new fandom was rooted in something other than fandom, right? And I think that's very evident to see across the board. In a lot of ways, it has not been about basketball. Like, we can talk about, you know, people getting fouled. I just showed you my tooth getting knocked out. Like, that's been a part of the game. The game has always been physical. I can tell you the amount of times I've left with bloody lips and eyes. I have bruises all over my body, even from the game last night. You can see bruises on my elbow from last night. Like, it's just a part of the game. So there was no targeting. There was no nothing. Right. That narrative that got spun into, oh, the vets hate the rookies hate the vets are going after certain players. It's all bullshit. Like, if I'm just gonna be frank, it's all bullshit. What it is racism, right? It gets blown up into, oh, they're going after Caitlin Clark, but no, we're just playing one of the best players that's in this league the way that any other best player, franchise player is going to get played. Watch how Stewie gets played. Watch how Asia gets played. Watch how Enrique gets played. Watch how Khalid gets played. Go down the list of franchise players for every team. They be getting fucked up every game. It don't matter what position you are, what color you are, what school you came out of. This is how we feed our families. Our job is to go and win. And if we don't win, what happens? We get fired. We lose our jobs. So.
And no amount of petty tactics or bitter gatekeeping can stop what's already in motion. They tried to dismiss her. She broke records. They tried to ignore her. She packed arenas. They tried to silence her. Her game got louder. So let them keep plotting in the shadows. Because every time they do, Caitlin Clark just steps onto the court, smiles, and reminds the world who really runs this game now. And if this is what being mentally sick looks like, may every rising star catch the fever.
Angel Reese is never going to improve her basketball skills. Check this out.
I see you miss layups just like they do and everything, but forget them. You know, I mean, I miss layups too. So, I mean, everybody miss layups, but they can't get mad if I get the rebound, box me out. Yeah. Don't be mad because your fade didn't box her out. That's what I say. Period.
I see your miss layups like they do, but forget them. What the fuck do you mean forget them? This is why Angel Reese's game is never going to get better, y'all. Her mom telling her this and her fans are the same exact way. Zero accountability, bro. Imagine this, y'all. You playing basketball in front of the whole world. People have been constantly criticizing your game and you messing up on the court. There's all this film and everything about what you need to do better and what you're messing up on. And your mom is just sitting here telling you, well, forget them. Just forget them, bro. Like, that's terrible advice. Like we see why Angel Reese is the way that she is. Man, look at how her mom is just talking to her, telling her just forget them, bro. But then y'all are so mad that the world doesn't like her and talk so much shit about her, bro. Right. And then she's like, oh, everybody misses layups. I'm so tired of this everybody misses layups thing. Yes. A whole bunch of basketball players miss layups, but people are not missing layups like Angel Reese, bro. Fact. Statistically, the worst finisher in the league. So that means you're last and at the bottom. So that means you're the worst and nobody is missing like you are. God, this is not rocket science. Angel Reese GPA holders, bro. This is not rocket science, man. This is amazing. Y'all just cannot keep it real with this girl, bro. That's why she looks like an unrivaled. That clip that just came out with her getting blocked by Breanna Stewart like 3 times or something, and then she finally made this shot, bro. That's why her game looks like it is not even improved at all, man. Then the whole, you gotta box me out to get the, bro, you should be making the shot, bro. Instead of sitting up here talking about, people aren't boxing you out and all of this bullshit. Like, if you make the shot, bro, we wouldn't be even sitting up here talking about these whole rebounds and over and that bullshit, man. But it's crazy, bro. It's crazy I came across that clip. I just saw somebody post it today, and I'm like, damn, bro. No wonder this girl does not take accountability